Hey guys, it's Neon Nezzy, back again with another Destiny 6 video. Today we're going to look at Nightmare Mode. Now I know you guys are going to say, Nezzy, what the hell, you're using Scissor Elky, that's broken AF, this is not a free-to-play team. We'll get to that in a bit, we'll get to the units in a bit, but first let me talk about the requirements to cover Nightmare Mode. And I know this video took a while, but again, I didn't want to make like Nezzy's 10 videos to completing Nightmare Mode, because nobody would watch that, guys. Come on, let's be honest. So hopefully this video is condensed enough, and so let's get straight to the point. First thing that you guys are going to need is the Conquer effect. This basically means 3-star it first by manualing it. It's going to make your clear times faster, and it's going to make you take less damage, so your survivability goes up. Second is that I feel people don't realize the reason why they fail Nightmare Mode is not in this first stage. Again, I would suggest you guys only do the boss stage, because if you guys do the other stages with 3 stages, you guys are going to be taking way too long because of all the waves, and you're going to have clear times of like 4 minutes or something. So again, people fail the boss stage here because in the boss stage, all the bosses have a crowd control effect. Sylva's has a knockdown. I think this guy has a knockdown as well, the boss stage in this Scar. And then Inua, I know for sure, has a freeze. You guys get my point. What this does is it is going to make people or make your units vulnerable for a few seconds, at which point they can take massive damage. They might even have let's say, a defense break on them. And if they don't have a defense buff or a damage taken reduction buff or a shield, they are going to die within those few seconds. Which is why cleanses and debuff resist shields are important. Now, you guys can also go ahead and put in a debuff ignore shield if you are debuff reflect shield, such as Paper Chin. I use Elky and Eve because they are by far the most practical things that you guys can have when it comes to sustainers. Basically a cleanse and a heal, and you're going to want to have 2 cleanses. So either have 2 cleanses or 2 debuff resist shields, or a cleanse and a debuff resist shield, because if one of them is on cooldown, you guys cannot bank it on just that. You guys are going to need 2, and the chances of them both being on cooldown at the same time is going to be practically pretty low. So those are going to be your 2 units. Then you guys are going to have 1 slot open for damage or utility. What I mean by this is bring in someone such as, we're going to go to our heroes here, such as Paper Sierra. Now the reason why I use her is primarily for damage. She does have utility with her damage reflection shield, but mostly what I like about her is her special attacks. These attacks are in line. If you guys go back to my run just now, you guys will notice that every attack that she does once she activates this skill is going to hit 2 or 3 targets, which is going to make your runs faster. Rock Benito is an amplified version of this, but again, he is a 5-star. You guys can go ahead and bring anybody else that does a damage reflection shield, or some that gives you guys a cooldown, such as Carlota or Chrono, or somebody that can even just crowd control or break, such as Kerr or Scissor Benito, or I think it's Paper Harambe, because breaks are going to basically make the boss stunned up for the duration of the break, and they also take increased damage during that time. That being said, for strikers, I would suggest you guys go ahead and use somebody that either has one of the few things. Hopefully, they have one of the following leader skills: buff duration, cooldown reduction, damage taken reduction, or a passive like a shield, which only Paper Eve has. Then what you guys are going to want to do is also have them have a striker skill that's more of a support rather than a damage base. So right here, what he does is a damage reflection shield, and it will remove debuffs. You guys can go ahead and bring in someone that has a heal, or even a cleanse, or even a shield. Then you guys are going to want to focus on their orbs and crests, as well as their cooldowns. So let's go ahead and look at all of these orbs. My best unit in this team composition right now is my Sierra with 1,000+ defense. Again, I've seen people go a lot higher than this. These are not my best orbs, but I'm just using them here. So she has 28% skill cooldown reduction. The reason why I went so high is because I wanted her to have skill cooldown, basically as much skill cooldown as possible if she was max skilled and had 15% skill cooldown reduction. These are her stats, and these are her orbs. Again, she reached 28% with only one set of grit. If you guys have two sets of grit, that's going to be 10%. And then if you guys just get lucky with a few, when you guys are enhancing, get lucky and just get 5 more skill cooldown reduction, that's going to be 15 in total. And that's all you guys will need. Preferably, though, I would suggest you guys try to make it to 20, just saying. Then, of course, we have Monster Lord Eve, who is capped at level 50. This was done on purpose so that I basically handicap myself. And also the fact that in the past day I 6-starred 2 other units, and we'll get to that in a bit. So these are her orbs. And as you guys can see, she actually has no skill ups, and her cooldown reduction is only at 20%. So here is my broken Elkie. Literally broken. She does have max skills and she does have 20% cooldown, but her healing is going to be substantially reduced because she has only 3 orbs and 2 crests. Her title is also only the second best HP title in the game, which is called the Perfect Team. The best one is Abyss Watcher, which I didn't use because that you guys need the codex for it. So hopefully everybody has a perfect team. I forgot how you get the perfect team, but hopefully everybody has it. Then you guys are going to want to have all of these units on your best orbs, your best crests, and your best titles. Basically what I just showed you guys, but you guys have to understand that Nightmare is by far the hardest point in the game. You start off on normal, hard, hell, and then Nightmare. There's nothing over Nightmare. Nightmare is the pinnacle of these scenario dungeons, or whatever you guys want to call them. It's not going to any harder than that. So you guys want to bring your A game, all right? You guys are not, if you like, the difference between fighting a slug and fighting a tiger is that with a slug, you guys can show up naked and just flick the thing and it's going to be dead. You guys show up naked to a tiger, you might just want to grab your junk and start running the other way, or at least faster than your other friends, because you are not going to last long. Same thing here. Don't come in underprepared, all right? I don't want to see comments in there saying like, Nezzy, I took the same team and I can't complete it. And then I'm going to follow up with a question such as, okay, does your units have skill ups? No. What crest are you using? Why, precision. You mother, I'm a facepalm my face out of this earth. I swear to God, if those are the comments that I'm going to be getting. Because let's face it, it's the hardest thing in the game to do. You guys want to bring in your A game, your A team. Then let's talk about why I'm using Elkie here. This is actually pretty, I lost my words here. Pretty viable. Jesus Christ, I couldn't think of the word. It's pretty viable. Reason being, at level 20, you guys are going to have at least 5 5-stars. I went back to my first video where I talked about Nightmare mode. I was level 43 and I had been doing hell for like a week then. So possibly around like level 40-ish, you guys are going to bring into Nightmare mode. By level 40, you guys are going to have at least 8 5-stars. One of these 8 5-stars you guys can use either as your sustain, or your cleanse, or your shield, or your damage dealer. You're going to have 1 5-star in here. And some of you guys might even have all 4 of them 5 stars. So let's talk about replacements. Did I talk about replacements yet? I think I talked about the damage dealer replacement. I didn't really talk about the cleanser replacements. So you guys can go ahead and bring in, let's talk about a few 5-star units here. Rock Yona. She does have a debuff removal on her second ability. You guys can also go ahead and bring in Rock Arcana. She's actually going to be really good. She has a crit rate increase. She also deals damage, recovers HP on both of her skills, and she has a status resist or invulnerable to debuffs shield. For 4-star units, you guys can go ahead and use Paper Eve or Scissor Eve. you guys can also go ahead and use this guy over here who doesn't get a lot of love. I don't think people know his name. His name is VAGO, and I was trying to use him. The only reason that I couldn't use him, I think, is because he didn't have enough skill ups on him. And again, A team means best orbs, best crests, best titles with skill ups. I'm repeating things so that it sticks in your guys' heads. His first skill is going to give you guys a debuff ignore shield, and then his second skill is actually going to remove a debuff, and this at level 3 is going to remove 2 debuffs. Now you guys might be thinking, well, we can use Sohal, right? We can use Sohal too, right? Correct. Absolutely right. The reason why I'm not using my Sohal is because I misplaced my skill ups onto his first skill, and his second skill is what's going to remove the debuff. And for that, you guys need to have it level 3, and I don't. I put all my skill ups yesterday into my newly summoned Paper Cur. Where is he? Yep, here he is. I kind of orbed him around, took a few of his stuff, put on VAGO. It didn't really work out because, again, VAGO is not max skilled. He also didn't have proper titles on him. Again, titles. You guys can also use titles to reduce your cooldowns, okay? So I hope I have covered this well. Hopefully this answers a lot of questions, and hopefully if you guys give it a day or two of farming and grinding, you guys can have a good auto nightmare team running. Now this team again is not the best. Definitely 6-star your units. Definitely try to 6-star awaken them at least 5-star awaken your 5 stars. And what else did I want to say? Oh, and this team, again, I don't think there's any team in the game that's going to be 100% success rate. My best team has like a 98% success rate. This team, I ran it like about, I think I ran about 13 times, and I failed 12 times. One of the times was actually pretty damn close, but basically cleared it 12 times out of 13 times. I don't know what that is. What is that? That's like 92% success rate, which is pretty good for like a free-to-play team. But again, I have handicapped myself here by not giving them full sets of orbs and crests and not 6-starring them. So if you guys 6-star your units and you guys have the proper mechanics in your team and you've actually prepared your team enough, you guys should be able to do Nightmare mode, no problemo. Okay, so this is where I stopped talking about Hell mode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'm now going to talk about my previous video, so people that came here for Hell mode can sign off. But in my last video, I again want to thank everybody for contributing their ideas, because I think the community had a lot of valid points, and that's not what I think, guys. CM Chrono thinks as well. Yes, you heard it right. CM Chrono replied on Mobirum, and before I talk about anything, I give credit where credit is due. Thank you to Zeratu. His YouTube name is Thought, his in-game name and Mobirum name is Zeratu. Like the Light and Dark Chimera from Summoner's War. He went ahead and posted this video on YouTube, and he was kind enough to kind of have like a table of contents of what I talk about on YouTube. So thank you again so much. This probably took him, it hopefully didn't take him a lot of time, maybe like 10 to 20 minutes, but thank you so much again. And then CM Chrono replied here. Now again, this letter is addressed to Zeratu, but it's regarding the video which everybody contributed to, so I'm going to read it out here. I'm also going to have the description, have the link in the description down below. So he says, CM Chrono says, "Hi Zeratu, I really appreciate your comment. I'd also want to recognize Neon Nazi Gaming for speaking on behalf of the community. I watched the 23-minute long video, and there are some points that he made that were suggested and already noted. Overall, he was able to clearly explain all the points he made. With that in mind, I want to tell you that all your suggestions are being listened to. There is a saying that Rome wasn't built in a day, and I know what the community wants is also for the betterment of the game. You can be sure that we'll be able to tick all of these suggestions off your list, smiley face. We all have to set our expectations that great things take time, and I personally cannot wait for a global server release, winky face. Kudos to you for creating a list of what you think should be added and improved. What I liked the most is when you mentioned the extra Ragoon storage. I think all of these are sound suggestions and there are valid points backing them up. Thanks, and just like you, we're looking forward to all the improvements that will come in the future updates. See you in the game, Zera2, signed CM Chrono. This means a lot. This was basically posted yesterday. I made the video, I think, like a day and a half ago-ish, and they all replied. And also, they're going for a global server release, guys. They're trying to increase their fan base or increase the number of players in the game, which again is going to give us a lot more friends and it's going to give us a bigger community. So I think the reason why they're taking so long is one, they're working on the global server release, which is definitely a huge deal. Second is I'm not sure, and I don't speak for Netmarble, so if this is wrong, you guys can't go around blaming them, okay? But this is also, again, speculation on my point, so it's not really my fault either. But I think what they're also trying to do is basically bring on an update, which is going to fix a bunch of things at once, not just do like an update a week and fix one thing at a time. But I think that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're taking their time. And again, down here on the comment section down below, there's a guy here called I don't want to butcher his name, but I think it's pronounced Bjorn Sarman. And I kind of want to touch on this comment as well, but what he basically said was that he has 30 guild members and they all have like 10 different opinions on the substat reroll, right? And again, I think Netmarble is trying to do the substat reroll right this time. Because what if they fix it and then the community still doesn't like it? So I would rather them take like an extra week on this or something and fix it properly rather than to just address the thing again and again and again, because there's no way, there's no point in, what's the term, scratching an open wound, right? Like let the wound heal and like patch it up nice and well, like with just like one attempt. Also, sorry, BJ. I'm just gonna call you BJ. Is that okay, Jorn? I think that's how you pronounce your name. I'm just gonna call you BJ. He said that it's kind of an exaggeration to claim that that's what the whole community wants, and this is when I was talking about the substat reroll. If you guys go to watch my video, you guys notice that I clearly give Unfair Bear credit for his idea, and then I am giving myself credit for my idea. I never say that this is what the community wants. I'm just saying that that is what I think. I clearly said this is what I think is, and it's up to the developers what they want to do. Hopefully they find out the best way possible to please everybody in the game. So that being said, I just want to let Netmarble know that I very much appreciate them, that they are working on this, and they've given us like a testimony here, right? So we can hold them accountable. They do updates every 2 or 3 weeks. We had the last update a week ago, so maybe in the next week or 2 weeks, we're gonna have a new update patch where they are going to bring out some fixes and some new content, which I'm really looking forward to. So anyway, I think this video has gone on long enough. Don't want to waste anyone's time anymore. If you guys liked the video, please go ahead and give me a like, a thumbs up. If you guys like my content, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Helps me keep motivated. And if you guys have any tips or requests on videos to make, go ahead and mention it down on the comment section down below. Again, I read each and every one of them, and I do try to reply to each and every one of them. And until the next time, guys, Neon out.